Hey guys, it's Leah B from Prestige Veteran Medical Consulting. I am a U.S. Army veteran, physician assistant, and former compensation and pension examiner. So, welcome to our channel where we break down VA programs, benefits, and support systems to help you and your family thrive. I am Leah Buckles, and today we're going to talk about something close to the heart and vital to our communities, and that is the Homeless Veterans Program. So this episode is going to walk you through the program the VA and partner organizations have in place to address homelessness among veterans. So from emergency housing to mental health care to employment support and long-term stability. So you may not be homeless, but you may have a loved one, a battle buddy, a family member that has or perpetually suffers from being homeless or in and out of homelessness. So today we're going to talk about understanding the scope of veteran homelessness, key VA programs addressing housing and homelessness, mental health and substance abuse and use support services, employment and job training opportunities, and access points, how and where veterans can get help. So community and nonprofit partnerships that make a difference. So let's start why this issue matters. So the reality of veteran homelessness is that veterans make up about 6% of the U.S. adult population, but they've historically been overrepresented in the homeless population. While progress has been made on any given night, tens of thousands of veterans experience homelessness. So some common contributing factors include unaddressed mental health issues. That's a huge one, right? Substance abuse disorders, lack of affordable housing, unemployment or underemployment, social isolation after discharge. You know, a lot of us have really close-knit relationships while in active duty, and I'm sure many of you guys can kind of understand this, that there's really no other relationship like kind of growing up with your battle buddies in your platoon, in your squad, company, battalion, whatever. Those buddies that are right next to you day in and day out, whether that's working in the motor pool, being deployed, you know, being at the range, being on a detail, you know, whatever, those relationships and bonds that you create are so hard to reproduce once you've separated. It's just really difficult to do that. But, you know, I personally have found it to be very difficult. And, you know, when I started doing martial arts, which I still do, you know, I have a lot of aches and pains, but I try to do that. I've sort of begun to develop some of those relationships again, because we're growing up together and doing things together and having adversity. But regularly in the civilian world, it's hard to find those types of relationships, right? So the VA has made ending veteran homelessness a top priority, and that brings us to the programs available right now. So Housing First, VA programs that get vets off the street. So the VA and its partners operate on a Housing First model, meaning safe, stable housing is the first step towards recovery and reintegration. So some key VA programs include HUD-VASH, Housing and Urban Development, VA Support Housing. This combines rental assistance vouchers from HUD with case management and clinical services from the VA. This serves veterans with serious mental health issues, substance use disorders, or other challenges. Grant and Per Diem, or the GPD program, funds community agencies that provide transitional housing and supportive services. Veterans can stay while receiving help with employment, mental health, and long-term housing planning. HCHV, or Healthcare for Homeless Veterans. This helps connect homeless veterans with temporary housing, VA healthcare, and case management. SSVF, or Supportive Services for Veteran Families, a prevention and rapid rehousing program that helps at-risk veterans and their families stay in or find permanent housing. All of these are designed to not just house veterans, but to help support them in staying housed. So mental health and substance use support. So many veterans experiencing homelessness also are battling mental illness or addiction. The VA offers robust behavioral health services. So VA mental health clinics provide therapy, medication, and case management. Substance use disorders programs offer inpatient, outpatient, and detox support. I actually worked for a number of years at a wonderful place called Warrior's Heart that's here in kind of in my area. It's in Bandera, Texas, and they actually have another location in Virginia, which is wonderful. And they really cater to veterans and first responders. And I mean, it's just wonderful that the things that they can do, and they take VA referrals. So if you just have VA care, if you're suffering from substance abuse disorder, mental health conditions, that's a great place. There's other places I think it's called the Warriors Health Alliance that looks at different kind of locations that are in network with VA. So peer support specialists, veterans who have experienced recovery and now help others navigate their path. Suicide prevention coordinators are available at every VA medical center. These services are integrated into housing programs, making sure veterans don't have to fix everything before they get a place to live. So employment and job training opportunities. So stable housing is step one. So step two is going to be purpose and income. That's where VA employment programs can come in. So VA employment support includes things like compensated work therapy, or CWT, transitional work and training at VA facilities, vocational rehab and employment, or VRE, for veterans with service-connected disabilities who want to return to work or school. I'm going to do a video specifically on VRE sometime in the future. I think that should be super helpful. So homeless veterans community employment services, or HVCES, are specialists who connect veterans to real-world employment through job fairs, resume support, employer outreach. So veterans in VA housing programs often receive priority placement in these employment tracks, which is fantastic. So access points. So how can you get help? If you or someone that you know is a veteran, is experiencing homelessness or at risk, the VA provides multiple access points. So there's a national call center for homeless veterans, and that number is 1-877-4, the number 4, AID /vet. So 1-877-424-3838. VA medical centers, you can ask for the homeless veterans coordinator. Vet centers can assist with counseling and community resources. SSVF, grantee agencies found in most major cities. That HUD-VASH, case management, typically located throughout the VA or local housing authorities. No matter where a veteran is in their journey, there is a path back to housing, health, and hope. So community partnerships can definitely save lives. So the VA doesn't work alone. Thousands of nonprofits, faith-based groups, and local agencies support homeless veterans through shelters, food pantries, clothing banks, case management. Some examples include things like Volunteers of America, the Salvation Army, Veteran Services, Community Resources and Referral Centers, or CRRCs, local Continuum of Care organizations. Together, these partnerships can help reduce gaps and ensure that no veteran is left behind. So homelessness is not a character flaw. It's a solvable problem, and for veterans, the solution is already in motion. If you're struggling or know a veteran who is, help exists, whether it's housing through HUD-VASH, therapy at a VA clinic, or job training through CWT, there's a way forward. So again, I hope this video is helpful to you guys. I personally have a family member who is a veteran that struggled with homelessness, and they used a lot of different VA resources, received VA disability, received some help with their mental health conditions, used Voc Rehab, and now they're thriving and doing well, went back to school. And so I'm really grateful for those resources that were provided to that veteran. So please drop some comments. I hope this was helpful to you guys. And if there's some other videos like this that you'd like to hear about or see, again, I'm going to do that Voc Rehab video at some point. Let me know. Definitely drop those comments. So thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.